hydrogen future of economy. It's gonna be fun. More is better, right? The more laptops, more definition in TVs, more food, more iPods. Everyone wants more, more and more and more. What do you guys want less of? Less death, less war, less fuel prices, maybe? Well, the average car emissions for a megawatt an hour, 2,248 pounds of CO2, carbon dioxide. That's a poison. You die from it. And if you don't die, the world dies. We need less CO2, less oil dependencies, and less wars, less all that. So the future should be a hydrogen fuel cell. What a hydrogen fuel cell does is it works with the process of electrolysis. Electrolysis is when you get water, distilled water with electrolytes, and you zap it with electricity. And that produces energy. Okay. It's efficient because men like Jimmy Klein have invented a hybrid vehicle that gave a 100-mile trip on only 4 ounces of water. It's pretty damn amazing. So, I could explain that picture, but I don't want to bore you guys to death. You guys want to hear it? How it works?
Yeah.
Let's see. This is where the hydrogen comes in through after it gets zapped in. It's a bun. After it gets zapped, and these things are called electrodes, these silver plates. And what they do, the hydrogen comes in, the electrodes, the positive and negative, it causes it draws in electrons, so it causes the release of hydrogen. So like this right here, it just loops in a circle. The hydrogen will just loop, but the electrodes will suck some hydrogen in, and from the outside, you'll just get air. So the hydrogen that ends up, because down here it produces electricity because you have this electrolyte jelly in the metal. So it's going to produce electricity, and whatever doesn't come down here will just get fed into the oxygen. Oxygen plus hydrogen makes water. And if it doesn't make water, it's just air. So if it's not air or water, it's just water vapor, which is not CO2. Okay, and that's how it works. Millennium fuel cells. These guys have been monopolizing the hydrogen economy for like a while now. They own it all. The military hydrogen fuel cells, the medical ones, industrial ones, basically every hydrogen fuel cell, it was co-made by Millennium Fuel Cells. Millennium Fuel Cells started in 1998, Edenton, New Jersey. They had one patent, they're billionaires now. They had one patent of boron-based technology, hydrogen on demand fuel cell. And 25 patents later, with 40 patents pending, they were the face of hydrogen technologies. In 2000, NASDAQ gives them an initial public offering of $30 million to a 2-year-old company. So you've only been a company for 2 years, you already got $30 million in your pocket. With that in their pocket, Millennium Cells collaborated with Samsung on a fuel system for electronics. And in 2005, Millennium Cells put a hydrogen fuel system in a laptop powered by water. And a $3 million contract with the Department of Energy, and after that, in 2006, Millennium Cells got a $4 million delivery order from the U.S. Air Force to get hydrogen systems on weapons. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet ride, right? Oh, shit. This guy, in the middle of this guy, his name is, it's weird, Johann Schneider. And he's a German representative of Millennium Cells, and he's showing them how the hydrogen fuel cell works in a car. That's the car. It's actually only that big. Yeah. This on the right, that's a hydrogen fuel cell for this little airplane. The first military one was a 50-watt power fuel cell. military defense systems. It's a Procore C50 and the C70. They weren't really that big. They were mostly just for like binoculars and landmine detectors, nothing big. And then they made the 150 watt Protonex fuel cell, which provides propulsion for small unmanned aerial systems, which you see right there. The cool thing about this system is that it has low heat signature. So you could go basically anywhere you want undetected and see anything you want, you know? Peeping Tom, whatever. And the last one is micro UAS platform, like a wasp or mosquito. It's a micro hydrogen fuel cells. They're tiny little things. They only require 5 to 10 watts. The latest innovation was the HydroPack. The unique technology allows it to be much smaller and easier to use than a generator, while having much more energy than batteries. The system also operates quietly with no toxic fumes. It has one standard outlet of 110 volts and 2 USB outputs. So when the world comes tumbling down, you can still charge your iPod. And let's watch this. Yarly.
Generation capacity per cartridge is 270 watt hours, and the outer dimension of the unit is 22 by 21 by 10 centimeters. The HydroPack system is lightweight and weighs only 2.6 kilos when loaded with the cartridge and water. Digging for news.
And they also have the same thing, but it's like in a tan color for military infantry. The long road ahead. This is a Mazda Taki concept. It runs half on water. Looks pretty sweet. It's actually not that big either. Concept vehicles range at $250,000, so they're not cheap. So they're not going to be cheap for at least 10 years, maybe 15. And another big step is the modification of all existing pipeline to hold hydrogen. Every gas station needs to be completely just dug up, and like all the pipes need to be strengthened to hold a hydrogen, because a hydrogen leak could seriously cause some damage. And okay, the electric car runs on electricity, right? Duh. Okay, but what people don't understand is that the hydrogen car also uses electricity. It needs a battery to do the electrolysis process. So I can safely assure you, in the future, electricity is going to go up. The price of electricity is going to be much more expensive. So that's the bad parts. And it's time for a change. The world is a-changing, like some dude said. With the development of the national energy web, like the World Wide Web, spreading and sharing energy will make life cheaper and clean the skies. The big puffs of black smoke our big metal monsters once coughed might one day become illegal. I smile because I know that.